Hello, my name is Dennis Jacobsen and this is the Business Leadership Academy. This is videocast number 1. It's about this book, Leadership BS, Fixing Workplaces and Careers, One Truth at a Time, by Jeffrey Pfeffer, Stanford University. It's out in 2016. This is one of the best books I have read for many years. Let me give you a couple of ideas why. To Jeffrey Pfeffer, there is a big disconnect, both in companies and also in the way we perceive leaders. We think they should be something, which in fact they're not. So we speak about the perfect companies operating, working, having all these attributes, which goes the same for the leaders. I mean, the leadership literature these years are filled with things we need to be, characteristics we would like to see in people. This is effectively 2 books in one, so let me just in this cast focus on the macros, which means, well, how well are we doing when it comes to companies and their ability to make employees feel wanted, engaged, and passionate about their work? Here's the case. Gallup 2015 Global Employee Engagement Survey says that 12% of the global workforce is engaged. That means 88% is disengaged. So not only have they lost their spark, their passion, and their willingness to go the extra mile, but 24% of them on a global basis will be actively disengaged, which means they will sabotage, they will speak ill about your company behind your back. Now the number of engaged employees in the US are 30%, it's 17 in the UK, and I wonder what the number is in your company and in your country. But here's the deal. We all want to win, we all want to have innovation and change and move forward, and then yet, how well can we do this when the entire workforce, so to speak, are disengaged and they're not really on the beat? There is a big disconnect between what leaders want, what the CEOs want, and then what the workforce is ready to do. I really understand when I read this book how much of a chance or challenge it is for everybody to get up on the big horse and get riding and really win the race. So you may say, well, it's just about better leaders. And here's the argument. 4 out of 5 fails in their leadership mission. They get demoted, they get dismissed, they may even get promoted out of way. But it is so that the tenure of leaders are shorter, which means that they have less and less ability to actually make an impact with the people they're around. And here's the second part in this. Then we just need better leadership development programs. Well, it is so that in the US in 2015, the spend was between $12 and $50 billion, depending how you run the numbers. So we are spending enormous amount of money and time, and unfortunately, we're wasting a lot of talent on this one. So the argument could be, it's just this leadership advisory industry, which I myself is a part of, that's not giving us the right answers and the right tools to succeed. Fair enough. Jeffrey Pfeffer is a bit harsh on us, so to speak, that he thinks we sell you false dreams and hopes. We give you motivational talks and speeches, which, full of inspiration, takes you nowhere. I think there is a combination that we need to work on here. It is both about the individual, it's also about the companies, and yes, it's about us as well. The deal here is that has to be a consequence to what you do. I mean, you as a company are investing huge amount of money and time in developing leaders. The trouble is just, it doesn't materialize really well because there is no consequence, very little consequence to not moving in a very particular direction. Which also goes to say that if you want to have mature leaders in a young age who can take over the next project, the next sales, the next set of employees, you need to work with them, not so much on the cognitive skills, but more so on their maturity levels. They need to be ready for the next level. And mind you this, in the UK in 2015, 8 out of 100 companies said we are good at developing leaders. 92% held their hand up to say we're not good enough. It's a very difficult discipline to develop leaders for the future. So I say, not only read the book, Leadership BS, but also join me, look me up, write me, contact me for advice on how you can push your company and your leadership development forward. Thank you very much and see you soon.